Let's start, guys.
Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. I would like to say good morning to all of us. And first of all, let us praise Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for giving us change. So today we are from group 5. Can presenting our material is about Indonesia's G20 Presidency, Global Synergy Drives Economic Recovery. And first of all, I would like to say thank you to our lecturer, Ma'am Dr. Sri Endang Kurnita, SMSE, and Mr. M. Rizwan, BEC, MSc, as our lecturer for Indonesia Economy for giving us this assignment so we can learn about Indonesia's G20 presidency more and more. Let me introduce myself. My name is Mikkel Noviantoro as the moderator for today's presentation. And let me introduce my friends from Group 5 that consists of Andre Kurnia Dinata and Vira Aulia Rahmi and myself, Mikkel Noviantoro. So without further ado, let's get into the presentation. The first material will be presented by Andre Kurnia Dinata. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you for Rikel. So today we're gonna present our material. The title is Indonesia's G20 Presidency, Global Synergy Drives Economic Recovery. There are three main materials we will present. First is Knowing Group 20 or G20. Second, Indonesian G20 Presidency 2022. Three, lessons from the implementation of Indonesia's G20 Presidency. So the first material is Knowing Group of 20. What is G20? The Group of 20 or G20 is a leading forum for international economic cooperation. The G20 consists of 19 major countries and the European Union or EU. It brings together developed and developing countries and represent more than 80% of global GDP. The aim of this forum is to achieve strong, sustainable, balanced, and inclusive global growth. Since its inception in 1999, the G20 has continued to demonstrate its role as the world's premier economic forum. The G20 plays an important role in shaping and strengthening global architecture and governance on key issues in the international economy. The G20 does not only focus on macroeconomic and financial issues, but also trade, climate change, sustainable development, health, agriculture, energy, and environmental and anti-corruption issues. At its inception, the G20 was a forum for Minister of Finance and Central Bank governance to respond to various crises. The forum discussed policy responses and strengthened the global economy in facing various crises that had global ramifications, such as the 1994 Mexican peso crisis, the 1998 Asian financials, and etc. And also, since 2010, G20 ministerial level meetings have expanded to include meetings on trade, agriculture, employment, and foreign affairs. With these developments, the G20 currently has two working groups, namely the Finance Track and the Sherpa Track. The Finance Track consists of the Ministry of Finance and the Central Bank of each country, while the Sherpa Tracks consists of the relevant ministries or institutions. The next topic is Indonesian G20 Presidency 2022. So there are 4 pillars in support of the theme Recover Together, Recover Stronger. Indonesia's G20 presidency is determined through 4 pillars in support of the theme Recover Together, Recover Stronger. First, promoting productivity through strengthening human resources. Second, creating a more resilient and sustainable economy. Third, ensuring sustainable and inclusive growth. Fourth, strengthening the environment which is supportive and has partnerships. These four pillars are embodied in the discussion agenda on two tracks, namely the finance track and the Sherpa tracks. And the next material will be presented by Fira Aulia. So Fira, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Andre. Indonesia's G20 presidency, the finance track. The first is exit strategy to support recovery, discussing how G20 will protect member countries on the road to economic recovery from the spillover effects of exit policies in countries further along their economic recovery journey. This agenda will focus on policy strategies to recover together from the crisis. The second is scaling effects to secure future growth. It is aimed at mitigating long-term damage from the pandemic with specific concern on employment, household, the corporate sector, and the financial sector. The third is payment system in the digital era. It is directed toward the continuation of discussions regarding the implementation of the roadmap for enhancing cross-border payments established under the 2020 Saudi Arabian presidency. The fourth is sustainable finance. It is aimed at discussing climate risk and the risk from the transition toward a low carbon economy and sustainable finance from a macroeconomic and financial stability perspective. The fifth is digital financial inclusion. It focuses on discussing the integration of the supply and demand sides on the financial sector to promote financial inclusion while increasing productivity and economic inclusion. And the last is international taxation. It is concerned with discussion on the implementation of the global agreement on digital taxation that was reached in 2021. Next.
Okay.
Okay, five current strategic issues. The five strategic issues that were widely discussed cover various important aspects to promote economic recovery and were continuously discussed by finance minister and central bank governance in the finance track. The first is how to deal with health and food security issues due to the COVID-19 pandemic and supply disruption. The G20 has established a financial intermediary fund to ensure adequate, sustainable, and coordinated financing for prevention, preparedness, and response to any future pandemics. The second is how to integrate various macroeconomic policies into an effective policy mix. It is related to an effective policy mix. The Indonesian G20 presidency has recorded various accomplishments, including through the support of complete, accurate, and reliable data. The third is how to apply the policy mix to maintain macroeconomic and financial system stability and strengthen economic recovery. It relates to the macroeconomic and macrofinancial policies mix in supporting economic and financial system stability so that global economy recovery can proceed more quickly. The fourth is how CBDCs can be designed to facilitate cross-border payment connectivity while maintaining monetary and financial system stability. It is related to digital financial transformation, has already made several concert achievements. Some of the achievements are related to cross-border payments, CBDC, and crypto assets regulatory and supervisory framework, and digital financial inclusion. And the last is effort to hold more discussion on various recommendations to support the establishment of sustainable finance. This recommendation include efforts to develop transitional financing toward net zero emissions, increasing the credibility of financial institutions toward achieving this goal, and increasing innovation in sustainable financial instruments and markets. Okay, next. The next is organizing G20 side events. In order to support discussion of priority agendas or matters of substance in the G20 forum, the Indonesian G20 presidency held discussion through various side events. Discussion in side events were carried out through a series of high-level seminars for the Indonesia G20 presidency. There were a number of key takeaways from each of the high-level seminars. The first is the high-level seminar with the topic strengthening global collaboration for tackling food insecurity on 15 July 2022 discuss how the G20 is leading global efforts to overcome the challenge of food insecurity. And the second one is the high-level seminar with the topic macroeconomic policy mix for the stability and economy recovery on 15 July 2022 explored the importance of the policy mix in maintaining stability and supporting economic recovery. Okay, the next material will deliver by
Okay, thank you, Andre and Tira. And the next material is about the Indonesian G20 presidency, also held a gala seminar. The gala seminar on 17 July 2022 raised the topic monetary and financial sector policy to support stability and recovery, and also discussed how monetary policies and the financial sector can support financial stability and economic recovery. Several priority policies that need to be implemented include number one is continuing monetary policy tightening to overcome high inflation rates. The second, maintaining central bank independence. The third, implementing macroprudential policies to overcome increased rates in the financial sector. And the last one, the implementation of foreign exchange intervention or FXI and capital flow management measures CFM to mitigate macroeconomic risk and financial stability in accordance with conditions in each country. Next. Okay, so I will give like a summary from our presentation today. So what lessons from the implementation of Indonesia's G20 presidency? There are several lessons from the implementation of Indonesia's G20 presidency as follows. Number one, Indonesia's G20 presidency went very well and was able to produce joint communiques from our G20 members, even though at the same time geopolitical tensions remained high. Two, the success of the joint communique was underpinned by Indonesia's diplomatic efforts to encourage G20 countries to continue the meeting and pressure from several main G20 countries regarding the Russia-Ukraine geopolitical crisis. Three, an important lesson from the successful implementation of Indonesia's G20 presidency amid global geopolitical tension is the important role of strong synergy, whether between stakeholders in Indonesia or via coordination with member countries in achieving the common goal of global economic recovery. Number four, Indonesia's G20 presidency produced one FMCDG Communique 2020 and three FMCDG chairs summaries that contain agreements on economic policy coordination issues. The five, the success of the synergy in Indonesia's G20 presidency becomes the initial foundation for Indonesia's chairmanship in ASEAN 2023 to create Asia Matters epicentrum of growth. Number six, Indonesia's chairmanship of ASEAN in 2023 will raise three priority issues in the economic sector. The three priority issues are recovery and rebuilding, the digital economy, and sustainability. And the seven, the last one, In order to optimize reaching the goals of Indonesia's chairmanship at ASEAN 2023 and the economic realm, ASEAN needs to formulate a priority agenda that is aligned with Indonesia's G20 presidency. Okay, so that's all from our presentation from Group 5 today. It's about Indonesia's G20 presidency. I hope this material and our presentation can bring benefit to all of us who are watching this video of presentation. So we would like to say thank you for watching this video. I would like to say thank you for your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.